Hey, good people. It's Carla P. Yarbrough of carlapyarbrough.com. And I was thinking about you today because I am always thinking about you. And today, what I was thinking about you is because I was thinking about my kids. They're getting older, and even though all of them are still at home, they're in their 20s, and they're all like, I have some that are in college, and one that's he's working on his career and he's building his career. But if you're a parent, um one thing that you find yourself really trying to teach your kids is that their life is a culmination of their decisions. And they're my kids are doing well. Okay, they are doing well. But that's not just as a parent, but me as a motivational speaker and a person that's all about purpose. And my whole business and everything that I do is sitting around helping people find out about the purpose that God has for their life. I help a lot of people get to the point where they're making wise decisions based on their purpose so that they can have that life that they desire. They can have all the success and the abundant life that Jesus came for them to have. But a lot of times when you're talking to people about what's going on with them, just like when I'm talking to my kids about their lives being the culmination of the decisions that they make, I'm trying to get a lot of people that are much older than my kids to understand that. And one thing that's really interesting to me is, and I understand it, trust me, because I'm mental health professional. Uh, I understand it, but it doesn't make sense. But people need to overcome it. Is that they're stuck in their past. They're really stuck in their past, and they believe, and they really believe down in their soul that it's because of somebody else that they're not doing well. That it's because of what somebody said to them or what somebody did to them, or the life that their parents did not give them, that they're not doing well. And to a certain degree, I can agree with that up until a certain point. Because at a certain age, your life becomes totally your responsibility. And if even your healing becomes your responsibility. Because in order for us to live out that purpose that God has for us, we have to go through some healing if we've had some hurts in our past. We have to overcome those things so that we can move forward. But overcoming those hurts is your responsibility. And if you don't overcome those hurts, then you make poor decisions. And those poor decisions will ultimately keep you from having the life that you desire. Your life and your healing is your responsibility. You get to decide what kind of life you are going to have. You get to decide what kind of life you're going to have. And I also see it a lot when you're dealing with married couples. One person will say, because they didn't support me. I couldn't do it because they didn't support me. I couldn't do it because they always had so much to say. I couldn't do it because they didn't cheer me on. Even though they may not have gotten in their way, they didn't cheer me on. I don't have this life because of what he did or what she did. Your life as an adult is your responsibility. The life that you have or do not have is not because of your spouse. It is not because of your parents or past hurts. It is not because of your siblings. It is not because of a teacher. At a certain point, and I'm not going to say young people, very young people, I can give a pass, because especially when they're just getting out into life and they're trying to figure this thing out and they have not had the opportunity to overcome those hurts or overcome what happened in their past, you get a point. You get a pass. But at a certain point, and I'm not going to tell you what that point is. You all know. You know what that point is for your life. You know what's going on in your life. You know what you've ignored. You know what you've allowed to stop you. You know what excuses that you make to keep you from making the decisions that are going to put you in a better position. You know, every person's life is a culmination of their decisions, and you get to decide what kind of life you are going to have. It's not, y'all know I love Jesus. So That's just that. I love Jesus. And I believe the Bible. I believe the word. Okay. It's not even the government or the economy that stops you, because God put provisions in place for every one of us to live the abundant life Jesus said He came for us to have. We're under grace now. We're not even living what like they did back in the day when in the Old Testament, where wrath came quickly and they was under the law and they was killing bulls and doves and everything else, trying to get rid of sin. And we don't know. We got the Holy Spirit with us, on the inside of us, talking to us, giving us wisdom, all that kind of stuff. And we have to take responsibility if we don't have the life that we're supposed to have, because we have to make decisions based on what God says. And that includes taking responsibility for your healing and making wise decisions. It just bothers me so much, especially in this time, because people are worldwide are really struggling across the board with the economy, with governments, with inequality all over the place, whether that be gender related, racial, ageism, whatever it is, sexism, whatever it is. There's so much inequality, and everyone is saying why they can't move forward. But God didn't say that. He said, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. And if I live, move, and have my being in Christ Jesus, like he said, like I'm supposed to, guess what? I've overcome the world too, because I'm in him. So there's nothing there that can stop me. Now, does that mean that you will not have trouble? No. I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you that you're not gonna have some issues. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that things are not gonna come against you, because we have a real adversary. We have a real enemy. His name is the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. We call him the enemy. We know he's there. And the Bible tells us that a man is of few days and full of trouble, which means, and it says in this life, offenses will come. Stuff is going to happen. Stuff is going to happen. But then it says, thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph. He always causes us to triumph. Which means that regardless of what is happening, what issue you have to overcome, what pain you have to overcome, what happened in your past, what your mama did, what your daddy did, your grandma did, what you didn't get, who said it, who did it, what the teacher told you that you couldn't be, whatever it is, what your boss is doing, you will triumph over that situation if you make the decision to do it God's way and to make good decisions. We can't go out here and do whatever we want to do and then say, oh, well, it's because of somebody else. They didn't support me. My boss I didn't get the promotion because. Well, did you not get the promotion because your boss was being mean to you? Or did you not get the promotion because you wouldn't be on time for work? Did you not get the promotion because you were still in time at work? You was doing more chatting than you were doing work. Did you not get the promotion because you were trying to do something, keeping with the trends of other people, as opposed to following the guidelines of the company? Is your business not flourishing not because people are not buying from you, but because you're not advertising? They don't know you exist. Okay, you may not have the money to advertise. There are grassroots ways of advertising. This is one of them. This little box that I'm talking to you on, put it out there. There are ways. God says he will God blesses the work of your hand. He promised that he would. He did. Excuse me. Why is it every time I talk to y'all I feel like I'm coughing? I don't understand. Excuse me. It's something about y'all. Every time I talk to y'all, I feel like I got a cough. I got a tickle in my throat. I'm always fighting it. Anyway, but hold on. A lot of times I find people when I'm working, when I'm talking to people, when I'm consulting, when I'm just having conversation day to day, because my ear is always tuned to where I can give information and help people find their purpose. So I often hear, I'm listening to see what's keeping a person from walking out their purpose and living their purpose. And a lot of times people are blaming their lack of success or their low productivity or not being where they want to be on an outside entity, as opposed to looking inward and saying, okay, what could I have done better? And that does not mean you working yourself to death and killing yourself and having condemnation and putting yourself down. None of that. But looking at yourself before you start looking at these outside entities. Did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I make the proper decisions? Did I listen to the Lord and make the decisions according to what He's telling me to do, so that I can have the success that He says I can have? I want to remind you, it's not so much outside of you, but what's inside of you that either gives you the success or holds your success up. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're living out the purpose that God has for you, if you're looking to have that great success, I'm gonna encourage you to first look in yourself and make the decisions. Remember this: your life is a culmination of the decisions that you make. You get to decide what kind of life you're going to have. And if you follow the plan that God gave for us, guess what? You'll have that abundant life and you will enjoy your life. That does not mean it will be devoid of trouble or issues, because we live in a fallen world and people crazy and we got an enemy. But you will have a much better life, and you will better enjoy your life and have the success you desire. That's all I wanted to say to you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.